Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of UHS Presents. I'm your host Sarah, and with me as usual is Lori Foster. Oh my god, Lori, you look terrible. Dude, I planned that thing out so long ago and you were supposed to be way more shocked. That was like a whole hour ago.
To see it coming. I saw it coming like a train.
Like yesterday before we even knew this was going to happen.
Right. I thought about just leaving her name right here.
That also would have been humorous to me. Yeah, so Lori's trying to keep her brains inside her head today. She's still under the weather, so we are giving her the night off, and Eric's stepping in. So, he's a stand-up guy like that sometimes.
It's a bit of a downgrade, but
Well, I mean, Lori is cuter, so
I can't argue with that. I don't think Morgan can't argue with that. Where's Morgan?
Oh yeah, where is Morgan when you need him? He's probably still arguing with Javon about the Oscars.
Oh, the Will Smith thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because I actually sent him a message this morning. I was like, I have thoughts on this shit. So like, if you need somebody with a chronic illness to bitch on your show, just let me know. But there's a very slim possibility that I'll actually able to tune in live. So anyway, Fish is here. Hey, Fish. And he said that song is always awesome.
Might help if I had the comments opened here, huh? Oh, there we go.
Makes it easier, yeah. So before we jump into tonight's topic, what's the scoop for UHS news?
Well, to start off, everyone should have Power Broker now. If you don't have Power Broker, go check your mailbox. Shake up your mailman.
I want to be that guy, but I don't have Power Broker yet.
You don't have it yet? Well, check your mailbox, Sarah.
I did. It's like this big. If there was a Power Broker in there, I would know.
So they got to roll up the Gemini box and jam it in there.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, and don't you just like they fucking do that shit too? They bend shit that's not supposed to be bent. And those Gemini boxes, don't fuck around with those things. Those things are solid, and they can sell.
On Twitter, post a thing that looked like the Gemini box had gotten closed in like a door. So thank you, USPS, for taking great care of our packages. So
except we have several post people, but there's one of our mail carriers who is awesome, and her name is Wendy. Shout out to Wendy because she.
Hi, Wendy.
She waits at the door for us. Like she'll ring the doorbell and we'll, use the stupid monitor thingy and be like, hey, we'll be right down. And she waits for us to come down to hand the mail to us. And that is fantastic. And nobody else does that. So Wendy's the best. And everybody, if anybody from USPS like Grass is watching, you should give her a raise.
I'm sure that'll happen immediately. So other news, Elsewhere 3, despite all of the paper shortages and whatnot, we have found someone to print it. It is off to the printer. We've talked to them. We've confirmed them. We just need to pay them now, but it should be good to go. We've got the prints for Elsewhere 3 as well. And I think we just heard a little bit earlier today that the bookmarks are also on their way here. So
excellent.
Cross your fingers that we're going to get all this done. Elsewhere should be in everyone's hands, hopefully within a few weeks. We'll see.
That sounds fabulous. I'm pretty excited because I want to see my first foray into actually drawing the comics in print, on paper for me.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited.
I'm excited for you. Outside of that, the Surgeon 5, we're still running.
Right.
What do we got? 3 days left on that?
That reminds me. Let me pop up the banner for that. Where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. There we go. Yeah, go there and back it.
Yeah, it's the 5th installment, 5 out of 6 for this arc. We're really excited for everyone to take a look at this. We got 4 different covers. A bunch of other rewards.
There's a shitload of covers on this one. There's so many. I'm not complaining. Covers are awesome.
Speaking of Fish did a cover. It was an accidental cover. He was like, "Hey, check out this surgeon art," and we were like, "Hey, that's awesome. Can we use it as a cover?"
Fish is awesome. Like I want to know how he gets his shit done so damn fast, because it's amazing art and it's so damn fast. Yeah. Paul Henson is here. Hey Paul, thanks for joining us. He said, "Eric, so good to see you."
Oh, there it is. I'm reading the comments, I swear.
Katie's here too. Hey Katie. Katie
Anyway.
rescued a lamb today. She told me about it.
Oh,
it was
wow.
very exciting. Yes. Fish said, "Our church used to throw a Christmas party for the local mailmen. Played a game of can you cram this into a mailbox? Everything fit when they shoved hard enough." Nice. I kind of see that one now. I kind of see that game now.
On that note, why don't we get Daniel Kalban out here?
Yes, Daniel
Kickstarter of his own.
He's got a new comic he wants to talk to us about, and he actually we do those, which I'm terrible at actually using the intro stuff that we do now, or that I used to be so good about. And he actually told me a little piece of like we ask everybody for a little piece of trivia.
Oh right, so he's got an introduction here.
Yeah, and he actually told me that his name is literally carved into the ground at his old prep school. So let's bring Daniel on and ask him what the hell that's about. Hello,
Daniel.
Hey. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, why is your name literally carved into the ground, and how exactly?
So my school had a 150th birthday celebration, and there was a contest for a poetry contest. Do an inaugural poem for the celebration, and I won. And we had a choice of Barnes & Noble card, or have your name carved in the science building quad, because they just did this whole science building quad. And usually it was for people who donated money to have a brick there, but you could also have your name immortalized. If you won, I want my name in the brick.
Obviously.
So it's literally carved and etched into a brick. It's really funny because I actually did end up graduating from that school. So it's like my name's at the school I did not graduate from.
That's okay. You are there forever now.
Yeah.
Or at least until they get a grant and tear the building down to build a new one. They should offer you to send you your brick.
They should.
Maybe they'll do that when the time comes. If when
they would have to lift up the flagstone.
All right, so
weird things have happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up the Kickstarter here for y'all to look at, and then Daniel, why don't you tell us about Nightwrath?
Okay, so let me actually pull up my little spiel. So Nightwrath is essentially a new dark anti-hero, kind of like little 90s influence. A man by the name of Joe Sutton, who has no self-esteem, no self-confidence whatsoever, gets kidnapped by a bunch of mercenaries and experimented on and turned into this giant purple brute you see here. Problem is his personality as himself, his personality as Nightwrath are pretty different. Because Nightwrath is very brash, bold, aggressive, but every so often the inner personality kind of pushes back. So this little bit of no confidence comes to the fore, as you see in the preview pages further down.
Sure.
But he has a crush on the girl across the hall, but feels like he has no chance with her. He's in a dead-end job. So he has no confidence yet as this anti-hero. He has all the confidence in the world until, in his preview pages, someone calls him a monster. So and he's like, I gotta go.
I'm scrolling through here, and the art on this looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, Gabe Santos is my co-creator, and my penciler does a great job. So does David Rivera on inks, and Daniel ERM on colors.
Oh shit! Look at this one. Oh, this one's cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, this art is fantastic.
Yeah.
Reminiscent of a little bit of like if Liefeld could draw feet. It's really cool. Definitely, like you said, 90s aesthetic a little bit there.
Yeah.
McFarlane would be proud. This looks cool as shit.
Yeah. It's a little bit of Venom, a little bit of Spawn, a little bit of Pit, a little bit of the Max, and just blended into my own little sensibilities.
Yeah,
Just a little bit purple.
It's like I was talking to Gabe about this on a live stream we did the other day, and we're like, we're like, yeah, no, a lot of main characters have purple as their main colors, usually like a complementary to like a green, like with Green Goblin or with Hulk.
Right, yeah.
But here it's very purple with a little bit of red.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it looks awesome, and I
Yeah.
like I like the premise too. So I'm definitely excited to get my hands on this one. Which reminds me to actually back it because I'm terrible about remembering to do that. So that's why I like it when y'all have your like come onto our show and talk to us about this stuff because then I remember to back your shit and I want to back your shit. So
that's our A cover. That's our B cover.
This one looks awesome too.
That's Chris Casas and Netho Diaz and his wife did the C cover. Our A cover is Gabe, David, and Chris Sotomayor did the colors on that one.
Looks amazing.
Yeah.
So
and that is
Gabe being the interior artist as well.
Yeah, and Fritz Cassis and Tommy Shelton did this one.
And then
Netho Diaz and Thiasa Diaz did
get these out here so we can see the whole damn thing. There we go. That's better. Yeah, no, they all look awesome. I don't even know which one's my favorite. I'm thinking maybe this one. I like this one a lot, but they're all so cool. I don't know. I just like this one because of the moon. He's framed nicely in the moon there.
Yeah, this is our first time on 3 covers. I was just on an A and a B cover, but I went to go a little crazy because for issue 1. Another example of Gabe's art, though he will be doing a simpler commission. We are offering a commission as well.
Well, you ain't cool unless you have a shitload of covers. So,
well, you get the cover collectors in there, and they appreciate it, and you appreciate their money.
Yeah. We have digital copies, obviously.
Yes. Let's have a look at some of these rewards here that you can get if you back Nightwrath. So digital, early bird, physical copy. Wow. $7. That's it. Cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's past the expiration.
Oh, that's really weird. Yeah. Well, still, I was like $10 is what I'm used to, and that's.
And this is American. And we also have a bundle. We can issue one of American Dreams and Nightwrath #1. I also have a bundle that's not mentioned in the artwork, so I'll mention that once you're done with the scrolling.
Oh, sure.
So $10, cover A, and you get a comp of the digital copy.
Sweet.
Yep.
20 is cover B. I might have to spring for that extra 10 to get.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to adjust this for next time. Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah.
Well, we all have to worry about that because of everything.
Yeah.
Everything's going crazy, and now everything costs twice as much as it used to. So I'm shocked that anybody can still keep their printing prices down enough to be able to do.
Yeah, I like Kat. I ran this by Kat Kalamia because she's my Kickstarter consultant. So I'm like, is this enough? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. So I don't say to blame Kat, but she didn't give me the green light. Sorry, Kat.
$10 retail package.
We do have a retail package. Another early bird bundle, which
that one's over, so we'll just skip right on past that one.
Bundle.
Nightwrath cover bundle.
Which I may have slightly overpriced. And then we have a commission bundle.
Wait.
Now there's 2 rewards we did not do the graphic on because I had them after my graphic designer did the art, the graphic design. They call it the Dreams and Nightmare tier, where you get American Dreams 1 for $5, and Nightwrath 1 either digitally for $30, physically for $60. So you get basically all of Arc 1 of Nightwrath of American Dreams in the first issue. So you see, that's the physical.
I had it for a second. Where the hell did it go? There it is. That's the physical.
And digital's right above it.
So yeah, good deal. That's a good deal.
Yeah. And of course, that digital copies come comped with physical copies.
Right. That's pretty nice.
So you've been doing American Dreams for a little while. Yeah. That's, I think, as you described, historical fiction. Yes.
Historical fiction, steampunk superhero. Yeah.
Right. Nightwrath is not that.
No, it's more modern. It's the same universe though. I won't say how yet, but it's the same.
Oh,
universe.
Okay. How long has Nightwrath been cooking?
A couple years. Like
yeah?
I think I started talking to Gabe late 2020, and then we started production like 2020, 2021, and then I started working on the Kickstarter like January of 2022. And I was like promoting it for like 2 months just to get enough pre-launch people, and then that helped. I think was launch day.
And launch day, you said launch day was your birthday,
March 15th.
So,
oh wow!
Yeah, so that's becoming kind of a trend, isn't it? Didn't Morgan launch his on his birthday too?
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be stressful. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could do that. It's like stress yourself out with the. Did you go have a party at least? Did you go out for dinner or do something fun?
We had dinner at home. My mom made a good dinner, and she made me a cheesecake for dessert. I wanted to keep things. I like keeping things simple because of COVID. So it's not one of the big birthdays, so it's like I just wanted it simple.
Yeah, I'm not a big party person either, so like just something nice like that would be fun too. But
yeah,
that's what works with. That's what makes you guys happy. That's what matters.
Yeah. So like I was, just sitting. I was actually sitting here because I was thinking just wanted to have a nice setup and see because I had a podcast early that afternoon before dinner, so I wanted everything set up here, this end of the table, and I'm like, look at the Kickstarter go. I'm thinking, whoop, and I'm like, wow, this is better than day one of American Dreams 1 for 5 last year. And then it got really past it. I'm like, oh. And then it's like, then we funded, we launched on Tuesday. We hit goal on Friday. That's never happened to me before, doing it by myself. Because the last time I did by myself was American Dreams 1 for 5. And we didn't hit goal until the last week.
That is stressful. We've
been there before. I was stretching myself out so much. And so what happened on Friday, it was a couple Fridays ago. It's literally at work. I was talking to my friend, and I was like, "Oh, I just need X amount of money to hit goal." And he's like, he could tell his phone to back. He's like, "Dude, you hit already." I'm like, "What?" Yeah, my computer at work had not refreshed the Kickstarter, and I'm like, "Oh, great! I can relax while hyperventilating. This is gonna be fun."
So you've struck a nerve here. Basically, people want giant, muscular, purple dudes beating up bad guys.
Apparently, yeah.
What? And cat assholes, I guess.
I need to get one of those little jewels that it's got a rubber band around it, and then it covers their butthole because he keeps getting up into. And then I was like, at least that way we don't have to worry about censoring it for any after the showing clips or anything.
Yeah. Do you have to censor a cat butthole? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think cat buttholes are allowed. Although I'd prefer if he didn't show his.
Human, play with me, human.
Anyway.
Yeah, it seems like 90s aesthetic comics are kind of making a comeback right now.
They are, but I think it's like you're taking the good things about 90s comics and the aesthetic, but not falling too much into the pitfalls.
Right. Yeah. Fewer broken backs while the women are posing or whatever.
It's the old joke of Robin Williams saying he saw a woman walking and she had obvious plastic surgery, and when she turned the corner, her bosom stayed before the other direction. That's what you think of a Rob Liefeld drawing, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it's that and pouches and then no feet.
Yeah.
I already made a feet joke. I don't know why I did it again.
Well, I mean, it's a running gag with him, and he's apparently thin skin enough. We mentioned that to him. He'll block you on Twitter, boom.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Note to self: do not tweet Rob Liefeld about feet.
Yeah, he likes to dish it. He doesn't like to take it, apparently.
It's weird to me that he doesn't that feet are the thing for him because he's so good at he's capable of being he's capable of not drawing a broken back person, woman or anything. He's a very good artist, but I'm sitting here going, I'm a shitty artist, and I don't think feet are all that hard. Actually, I don't find feet that difficult. It's so funny.
They're in a boot or something. It's you don't have to draw the toes or something. You just have to draw a boot.
Right. Just a big boot.
It's so wild. It's like a Michelin star chef burning grilled cheese.
Oh yeah.
Gordon Ramsay not knowing how to fucking make a grilled cheese sandwich, which he doesn't, by the way. He's so amazing at cooking stuff, but like he can't do grilled cheese. Cool.
Okay, so context. There's a video of Gordon Ramsay talking about how to make a grilled cheese, and he's doing like a rustic grilled cheese in a cast iron on a fire, and he's got cheese that is probably more expensive than my car, and he's trying to melt it, and it can't melt, and he gets done with it, and he cuts it, and he's like, look how melty this cheese is, and it looks like a cold brick.
Yeah, it's like, so, like you could very clearly see the part out on the outside edge that had gotten warm enough to kind of start melting, and then like the solid block in the middle, and he did it in a cast iron pan, which already I'm like, no. And then he stuck it into an open fucking fire. And it's like, what are you doing? You are a chef. You know this is not how you do this.
Yeah, the thing is that like he burnt it and then he just...
And then he gaslit us. And
yeah, he tried to ego it through, kept the video up. It's like, that's the worst grilled... Anyway.
It was bad.
Yes, Nightwrath. Let's change the campaign maybe. On the bottom here.
Oh,
we got the link for
we
Nightwrath.
Yeah, of course you don't have all the clever little mini.
Well, it's I did check, like, for everybody, if you want to find it, just go to Kickstarter and search Nightwrath and spell it right, because that's what I didn't do, and that's why I kept not finding it. But if you spell it right, Nightwrath is it's like the number one that comes up. It's the first one. It's the only one, I think.
Right, Nightwrath with a K.
Yeah.
Yes. J-Man just showed up. What's up, Sarah, Eric, and my good friend and my fellow defender of Superman, Daniel. J-Man is in the Unlikely Hero's house.
All right, what does that mean, fellow defender of Superman?
Okay, so we apparently are certain other podcasts that I will not mention here. They like to clown around on Superman, especially unfortunately because of a certain director, and how he mishandled the character altogether. And we're like, no, Superman's a great character when written well. And he usually is written well, but when it's written poorly, it really hurts the character. And that's why I think he's had this great reputation broadly outside of comic fans. But like I think, go watch Superman the Animated Series, which is one of my main introductions to Superman. It's perfect. Go watch the Christopher Reeves film. It's perfect. Like the first two. Maybe the first one. Get the director's cut.
Definitely the first one.
The first one.
Get the director's cut. Just saying.
Look, I like the second one, but it, I mean, like,
that's because taking
the symbol off and throwing it at the idiot. Like, I don't know.
They got Richard Lester in. It's really funny how he got in, because he basically was there originally because the Salkinds and Richard Donner were at each other's throats, so he was there as an intermediary, and mainly because the Salkinds still owed him money from 2 films of the Three Musketeers, and then he takes over after Donner gets fired. The Salkinds were not very pleasant. They ended up actually suing each other, father and son, over money. So it's like, oy.
Sound like great people.
Yeah.
I even liked the Brandon Routh Superman.
He's a good Superman, but he's basically copying Reeves. But
right, I think that's what Singer wanted him to do.
I
think they conceived it as like a direct sequel to the first Superman, ignoring that Superman 2 existed as well.
I think it's more like Superman 1 and 2 existed, but Superman 3 and 4 didn't. Because of that scene in Superman 2 where Clark and Lois do, so.
Yes.
Yeah. So 3 and 4 obviously were ignored, and just be fair, we want to ignore those anyways. Sorry, Richard Pryor.
Sorry, Richard.
I'm actually very Superman out. I've been for quite some time, so I have not seen any recent Superman stuff at all.
Well,
so
the only really recent
back and watch the bullshit go down with the whole Snyder cut and everything.
Yeah, or the cult. Oh, not the cut, the cult. The cult of Zack Snyder. It's like you're begging to my existence. It's like, yes, you can like his films, you can support his stuff, but when it becomes a religion, that's when I'm like, ugh.
There's a line there. Yeah,
there's a line. They not just cross it; they have breakdanced over it. They have boogied over it. And like when they're saying literal death threats to Warner Brothers executives over movies, it's like you lost the plot.
It's End of Days. That's what it is. I think it was in it's in Genesis, right?
Revelations.
Threatening movie producers over.
Is that right behind the Plague of Locusts?
Right. Yes. It's a plague of fanboys.
Yeah.
I mean, that does sound scarier than bugs, actually.
Think about though, if there was a plague of fanboys during the Exodus, we would have gotten out of Egypt a lot faster.
You heard it here.
I shouldn't be saying that. It's Passover in like less than 2 weeks.
That's maybe way funnier to me than it should be. But that was a good one. That was a good one.
Tell you what, though, like the Snyder Cut was okay.
Yeah.
It had elements that I thought brought the movie together a little better.
Yeah.
But I really liked the very end of the Whedon cut because Superman.
Yes.
You get the Superman theme. You get Superman acting like Superman, punching a bad dude. Like, even the scene where he flew the building past. Like,
yeah. It's like Whedon, for all his nastiness, got
right.
Superman. Zack Snyder does not.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, Whedon is a complete trash human who just also happens to be a good writer. It's obnoxious.
When you look at his body of works too, like, it wasn't just him that made it all amazing. So
oh no, absolutely.
He had one good idea, and then a whole team of people made it an amazing show or movie or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, that's why I don't feel bad enjoying his stuff while also thinking that he is an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to the end of. Sorry, go ahead.
It's like Zack Snyder, like the black suit. Yes, it's cool, but you could have turned it back to the red suit at the very end of the SGL, and then not have that stupid epilogue, which is basically designed to stir up the crazies.
Yeah, I don't know what that epilogue was about.
It's to be an edgelord and to basically make the fanboys go crazy and start up another freaking hashtag campaign, which helped them win an Oscar last night. 2, it's really fan awards. You're not actually getting the hardware.
What did they win for? I didn't even pay attention.
It was like a Twitter tweet. It's like the film with the most hashtags and a certain fan poll is a certain fan award, and somehow 2 Zack Snyder moments, one from Army of the Dead and one from the SGL, won. And his extreme fanboys and fangirls are acting like he actually got 2 Oscars. It's not. You're not even getting one of the Oscars. It's just like you're getting a best kudo. Our experience reaction is like my reaction this morning. I'm seeing reactions to that. It's like, really?
Yeah, it's just gonna it's going to spur them on to doing that more.
Yeah, well, it doesn't take much. To be honest,
no, that's just maybe
you need some fulfilling hobby, or like go do some volunteer work or something. You need to stop already.
Yeah. So
Everybody.
Will Smith smacked the wrong person then, or the wrong people. Like, we need
maybe.
I mean, well, we probably shouldn't get into a debate about whether or not Will Smith did the right thing, but
you know what? For the sake of the memes, Will Smith did the right thing.
Well, yes, that is unquestionably true. Yeah. I mean, I've already seen some amazing memes, and it was it happened like 12 hours before, and already there was just dozens of memes. And that's only on my feed. I'm sure if I went looking,
it's like it was fast. It's creating all these memes. It's like I wasn't even aware. I was asleep because I tend to go to bed early, and it's like I go to bed, and then I think literally the email before this all went down was Summer of Soul wins Best Documentary Feature. That was like literally it was the emails. CN Header won the Best Adapted Screenplay. At that point, I turned off my computer and went to bed, and then I wake up to all this.
Yeah, J-Man said the Oscars last night was from Bizarro World, and I mean, yeah, but also the Oscars are trash. So
I used to watch it every year when I was a kid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like when it was before I understood how shitty the whole thing is, I thought they were amazing to watch. But yeah, like the only reason anybody's still talking about it today, like the entire show, is because Will Smith slapped somebody. And Chris Rock had it coming, I thought. I mean, it doesn't make what Will Smith did right. I'm just saying the reaction from Chris Rock clearly indicated that is not the first time he's been slapped, because he made a shitty joke. Like, did you see his face? And he laughed. Oh, that must have happened so many more times.
Like I said on Facebook, like, did Will Smith do the right thing? No, but Chris Rock punched down. I don't care if it's another celebrity. You don't make fun of someone's health like that.
Yeah, I feel like either it was pre-planned or something, or Chris Rock maybe didn't know that her hair thing is a symptom of her chronic illness, like, because otherwise he would have been like, I mean, I can't imagine what kind of soulless monster you'd have to be to make a joke like that knowing that she was sick. Like, that seems...
Apparently he did know, allegedly. Apparently there's rumors that he did know, but it's not been confirmed. But it didn't help that there was apparently a documentary he did where he talked with someone with alopecia.
Really?
Good hair.
Yeah, I remember his Good Hair documentary, and I remember watching a lot of him talking about it and what a big deal Black women's hair is to them. Like, that it's different. It's a whole world that I don't know anything about. Obviously, I don't have the same relationship with my hair, but like, that's a whole thing. And so to say anything about any woman's hair at the frickin' Oscars, to me, seemed really shitty. But then, like, to say it to her as a Black woman, having done his documentary about hair, about Black people's hair, and then he said that to her, and then, like, knowing that if he really did know that she has alopecia, then wow, he deserved more than a slap. Oh
yeah. We
probably shouldn't be getting into this. We probably shouldn't be talking about this whole fucking thing on here. It's just, I mean, as long as like Morgan and Javon aren't watching, it's like we're still
I saw their huge argument from text on the Facebook post, and it's like,
yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna get into this. I have my own opinion, but like, some people have just been having the worst takes.
Yeah, and I just, like, I don't think anybody who's arguing for or against the slap I don't think anybody's right or wrong. It's just it's whether or not you're viewing it from the lens of somebody who's been bullied, or from somebody who had like a regular childhood who didn't have to deal with a lot of bullies, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that's what I feel like it is, and that's why you're viewing it through the lens of Chris Rock as a victim versus Will Smith was reacting, and Chris Rock's behavior is what we should really be policing.
I think it's a combination of their. Yeah, I think it's like there's a balance. You have to find the truth is in the middle. But like, my whole thing was, it's like time, place, person, and you don't punch down.
Yeah, he should have just glossed over, like, he had a thought and he said it out loud, and he shouldn't have, and we shouldn't really even be still talking about it, because like, it was very clearly dealt with there. Like, they dealt with it.
Oh yeah, the Oscars like Board of Governors is like meeting right now about this whole thing. Really.
They probably should. They're probably in their secret room just shaking each other's hands and congratulating each other, because now people are actually fucking talking about the Oscars again.
We should do this next year.
Next year, what can we do that's even better? Katie said, if someone has short hair, it's a risky joke anyway, because you don't know who has lost it through chemo. Exactly. Like, yeah, that's exactly the same thing as subject-wise with Jada's alopecia. Yeah, like, you shouldn't do that, because you don't know why her hair is short. Yeah. Exactly. J-Man said, Will Smith was in the hot seat because he laughed at the joke. He had to keep face. Both men were wrong. Also agreed. I wonder if Will Smith's laugh was reactionary, though. Like, it was a knee-jerk thing, because when Chris Rock delivers a punchline your knee-jerk reaction is to laugh because you are expecting a funny joke. And then he laughed. So I'm like, did he laugh and then go, wait a second? Or did he laugh because he thought it was funny, but then he saw his wife's face and went, oh shit, I'm in trouble now. That's
there's a debate, but like it could be like a knee-jerk reaction, nervous laugh, but we don't know.
Yeah. Ugh. There's a bug. There's a bug in my house. It's gross.
Just a bug?
Now it's like freaking me out. I see it. It's right there, and I don't like it.
Well, you've got a cat.
Paul, are you talking about this one? Paul said that's my Merlin on your shoulder. I think he's talking about his cat, and I think this one looks like his. I'm sure this one is less or this one is more annoying than yours. He has to be because he's the most annoying cat in the world. But yeah. Anyway, we should talk more about your comic. We should talk more about your comic because I am curious about. You said you were thinking about it and you were working on it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, like where were the beginnings? What originally gave you the idea? You know, where did it come? Did it just pop into your head one day, or was it something you've been developing for a while?
Well, I wanted to work with Gabe after I saw his art. I forget which piece, and I said, let's work together on something. And we started discussing what ideas he wanted to do, and he actually showed a couple concept arts he had in mind. So I started, kind of smashing a couple of those ideas together in my head, and we came up with what they call Savage Knight. And he did the concept art pretty quickly. We pretty much were sold on the design pretty quickly. But I wanted to do a project where the artist is much co-creator as artist. So I also scripted in quasi-Marvel style, where I didn't do page, panel, 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 panel. I did page, 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 page. So I didn't do the traditional Marvel style. It's just a paragraph, and I let the artist go crazy. There is a structure to my madness.
That's cool. Yeah. So did you guys you two work together, and then you kind of came up with a more developed idea as you talked? Because that's always a fun way to work a story out. That's how me and Katie. That's how we worked out the ending to our short story in the last volume of Elsewhere. So
yeah, we basically figured out the first three issue arc and what arc ideas we wanted to do further on, and so issues 2 and 3 already are written, except for the actual dialogue when Gabe finally starts doing the art on those.
Oh, fabulous! So, do you plan on having this be is that your hope for it to have a you want it to be how many issues it's going to be and then it's done, or are you hoping to just follow the inspiration and see where it goes?
As long as it goes, let's go down the rabbit hole.
Awesome.
And speaking of the rabbit hole, I'm also on Kickstarter right now. I'm also in an anthology called Cthulhu Invades Wonderland, which I want to plug out. You go to CthulhuInvades.com. It's the Kickstarter for that campaign. I write the Dodo story for that, and Travis Gibb is running 70 writers and artists on this mad tea party of a story.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds like fun too. There's a Cthulhu's very popular now, isn't I did not appreciate.
It recently, within the last few years, became public domain. So at least some of it.
That's fine.
Some of the Elder Gods are not public domain yet, but
yeah, well, that's what original Lovecraft stuff is.
Yeah,
because
we're seeing a lot more of that. Video games, comics, anthologies.
In American Dreams, we mentioned Cthulhu and the whole mythos. It's on the backstory too.
Yeah, Lovecraft's another guy who's a piece of shit, but
he really is.
But he's got a really cool universe.
Yeah. One of his one of his most horrible stories takes place in Brooklyn. So I'm this is a terrible story. But they're talking about the old church on Flatbush and Church Avenue. It's a mile away from my house. So it's that's cool, but still a horribly horrible, nasty, really racist story. It's ugh.
Very racist man. Very racist man.
Yeah.
May Cthulhu consume him or something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if Cthulhu is public domain now, you don't have to worry about him getting any royalties anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Because he's dead.
I don't think Kids State had any royalties. I think because like he went out of print pretty quickly, and like it was only some of his literary executors that kept it going with like Arkham Press and everything.
Yeah, that's interesting. I there's a lot I don't know about that whole thing, like that Lovecraft and anything that he did. So.
Yeah. Because trying to find rights to see what you can do a riff on is annoying. Because I want to do like a riff on Porgy and Bess, you know, the Gershwin opera. Problem is the Gershwins, along with the Disney company, are very strong proponents of copyright law, and they're the ones who keep, you know, pushing for bigger and longer copyright laws. Because the Gershwin estate wants the money from like Rhapsody in Blue, American in Paris, any musical in the Gershwin music, and of course Porgy and Bess. And so, even the original novel, I can't, because it's based off a novel. I can't even do something based off the novel because the novel's still not in the public domain.
How long's that got left?
So the novel and the opera were like in the 1920s, and it's life plus 95 now. So if they don't push it back,
95. I thought it was only not life plus 70.
I think 95 is more recent.
I think so. When does Porgy and Bess become public domain?
I'm Googling.
2030.
Google will find it.
2030 is the earliest it'll come.
Wow.
Like you said, Disney is very good at changing copyright laws. That's why it is the way it is now. Like that, was it Mickey that was going to go into public domain, and that's why they lobbied to get the law changed.
Yeah, so now it's only Steamboat Mickey's only technically public domain, but it's only on a technicality.
It's not. He wasn't even Mickey then, was he? He was Steamboat Willie at the time. Like it's
right. Yeah, it's funny that a company that built its billions on public domain is so adamantly against public domain.
It's funny
because they want the
this goddamn cat. I can see the faces he's making that I don't normally see because I'm holding him. It's fucking weird.
But it's like, so like even with American Dreams, it's like I have to look up if I want to like use a song from 1900, I have to make sure actually is public domain, even though it's definitely public domain. It's one of those CYA policies.
Right. You don't want to accidentally get in trouble.
Right. Yeah. Well, thankfully, most of the songs of that era are public domain. Like Scott Joplin, ragtime music is definitely public domain. And I use a song that's going to be in issue 6 of American Dreams. That is definitely public domain. It's the battle cry of freedom from the Civil War. So it's definitely public domain. But like I'm doing a 1950s sci-fi book called Research versus Aliens. I call it the American Graffiti meets Mars Attacks. And
okay.
And I put some lyrics in there from a couple songs, and I'm like, then I check something. I'm like, oh no, I have to probably take those out and switch it out with dummy lyrics, just to be on the safe side. Because even though I think it's like X amount of words you're safe, but X amount of anything beyond that you get in trouble. But even then, it's like.
There's a lot of weird gray.
So complicated. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if I am ever concerned that I might be, and rather than trying to go in there and figure out the minutia, the nuance, I'm just, you know what, I'm just gonna fucking change it all together because it's just too complicated.
That's why I might end up having to do just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, which sucks, but
yeah,
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, at this point I'm like, I need a lyricist.
Any lyricists out there?
Cough, misdirection. There we go. I'm married here.
So when is number 6? You mentioned American Dreams number 6.
American Dreams number 6 is drawn. I need to get colored, and I don't need to do a cover, and then it's ready to go. And I also need to get lettered. So hopefully next year, because Volume 1 of American Dreams is supposed to be planning to release this summer on Kickstarter.
Okay, that's collecting 1 through 5 then?
Yes, and we're going to add a couple of new bonus stuff. It's going to have a prologue and hopefully 2 shorts. The second short, I'm saying on the artist, and he's been having health issues, so I don't want to press him too much, but they're supposedly almost done. So
Okay, cool.
Hopefully it will all be done in time. But it's going to have a new prologue, which is of like 4 pages drawn by Doty and inked by Tebby and color by Warner, so the main art team, which just sets up some of the story of Jake's arrival in America when he's 6 years old. And then issues 1 through 5, and then we're going to have the 2 shorts at the end.
Okay. Any like extras, concept art, kind of thing like that, or?
Definitely, I'm going to put some of that in there.
Oh, nice. I
Right?
love concept art.
It's like I'm a pack rat when it comes to like Doty sends me something. I'm like save.
Right.
Yeah.
Got a big folder of just I'm gonna release this one day.
Yeah. And like I wanted, like sketches and whatnot. Like some of this stuff with the post facto, like when we're trying to do like an action figure back when everything was at short fuse, we needed at least a turnaround to, show it to show the manufacturer how to.
Right.
Make
Yeah.
it. And then of course that unfortunately fell through. Like
Short
that, I have a
fuse
concept art for
what?
Amalek. I might even bring in the 2 prologue pages from back when we're doing it. We're doing Powerverse. They were never lettered. I don't think I had them lettered at the time. I don't think I have the pages lettered. I do have the 2, at least the 2 color pages of that original prologue because they wanted at the time it to be 24 pages. And then I got to short fuse and like you need to cut 2 pages, so out went those 2 prologue pages. So I might have them in the back. Who knows? You're also
never throw anything away ever because it might be useful someday.
Yeah, and as for like it's issue 2 of American Dreams. I wrote 24 pages, and then I had to find 2 pages to cut. And the 2 pages were originally Jake running into an alley to fly off and get out of there, and he's witnessed by Emma Goldman, and that's mentioned in issue 4 obliquely, but she's just saying, "Oh, I was in the crowd." So that's my little retcon. And the other page was cut with a scene with Edison at Bellevue Asylum. Well, Bellevue Hospital is still in existence because he wants to make sure his assistant, who's gone insane because of what happened in issue 1, doesn't get sent to Blackwell's Island, which is the real nut house of the time.
But you're bringing those back for the compilation.
Well, those were 2 cut pages that were never drawn, so I can't bring them in. And also kind of ruined the flow of what's already in the thing. So unfortunately,
right? Okay. So those will be the lifetime compilation that you release in 25 years.
like if I get a chance to do I thought because I'm going to start working on issue 7 this week. Because Tony and I were talking about getting back to work. And I was thinking to myself, if I get lucky to do 5 through 10, complete second arc, basically, should I then do what I'm doing with this one was softcover, hardcover, and then do a deluxe edition of issues 1 through 10 of all the bonus stuff in one big volume. I was looking at Mixum.
Oh yeah, we're
as the possible printer for this volume. I'm like, could they do something that big? Because
we're printing Elsewhere 3 with them, so we can let you know how it turns out.
It's going to be over 110 because if it's 5 issues of 22 pages each, it's already 110 pages.
Right. Yeah.
Plus bonus content, so it's at least going to be 140. So
yeah,
280 page book if it's going to be compiled, but we'll see.
Yeah, Elsewhere 3 is 180, so and Mixon was like, yeah, we can do it. We got the paper right now. So
yeah,
like I said, we'll let you know if they're crap or whatever.
Well,
so writing, you are busy, by the way. You write a lot.
Yeah.
You said I
have ideas that just ready.
You're going to write number 7. You've got 2 and 3 of Nightwrath ready. How is it different writing American Dreams versus Nightwrath?
American Dreams has a lot more research involved because I have to make sure was this person even close to being around New York at this day and age. Yes, I mean I can play the Fast and Loose with history. Obviously, it's a superhero book, but I have to still, be somewhat faithful. Like certain technology can be shown.
You need to be grounded in reality a little bit.
Yeah, It's really funny because Dodie drew like originally a cover of a car, like an old-fashioned car of the time. Like I don't think there were cars in 1900. And I find out later, not only were there cars in 1900, Houdini had one. We put that into issue 4, and as my apology to Dodie. And then in issue 3, he drew like a microphone, like the old-fashioned radio microphone. And like I don't think they even had microphones that looked like that back then, or microphones at all. They did have microphones, but they looked like little trapezoidal things that didn't really work. So
Right. Yeah.
So it just became a flourish in the book.
But you did a buttload of like research for the history for American Dreams. Do you have to do the same amount of research for Nightwrath?
No, it's
like,
maybe a show New York, but it's modern day New York, so I can twist things around a bit.
Is this one? I didn't look closely, and now I'm asking because I don't know that I saw it. Is this one basically taking place like today? Like
Basically,
whatever today is, like
basically today.
Okay.
Actually, in that first page, you see the sign saying X miles to. I actually had to basically figure out the distance between those places using Google Maps. And it's really funny because on the first preview page where you see the sign that says Sable Frames, it's actually named after my great grandparents who owned a frame company. Problem is, I gave them the wrong spelling. It's supposed to be Sabel, and it's Sable in the. That's my little misspelled tribute to my great grandparents.
Well, you know it's in there, right?
Yeah,
that's what matters.
Important.
Yeah, but there's not as much research. I mean, I have to get the neighborhood names right because even though I'm pretty much a lifetime New Yorker, every so often I get them wrong. Like today, I misheard Nolita as Nola. I'm like, this place is Nola, and then I said, is it just to be NoHo or Soho, or it turned out to be Nolita, which is North Little Italy.
Ah, so is Nightwrath like? Does it feel freeing because you don't have to do?
It's a lot more freeing, yeah. Like I still have to send references to Gabe for things like the mile, like the what's it called? The that big park. Why am I playing a blank on this? It's like I should know this. It's this big park, elevated park on the west side of Manhattan. For some reason, I'm playing a big. Because my brain's going elevated miles. Like, no, that's not it.
The only park I know of in New York City is Central Park.
Yeah.
That tells you how much I know about New York.
The High Line. That's what it is. The High Line.
The High Line Park. Okay.
Yeah. It's really an old railway route, an old freight railway route that goes from Hudson Yards all the way down to like 13th Street in the meatpacking district. And it's like, the other thing is like, so I'm basically basing Nightwrath turf as the west side from like all the way down from like Chelsea and up to the Upper West Side. So it's a little, I wonder if we could ever do like a Daredevil gag. I see like a silhouette of Daredevil just as a gag in Hell's Kitchen.
You should definitely add like a little Daredevil guy in there.
Yeah, I really should. I'm tempted. Because I know there's going to be a spread in issue 2 where it's going across the city towards Grand Central, which is on the east side. And you're going to see all these, be ringed with all these scenes of him just laying down muggers and everything, circling it. At least that's how I envision it.
So let's see. The Kickstarter is doing really well.
Yeah.
We got almost 320 backers, almost 8,000 with 16 days to go. Yeah. If this blows up more, is it going to take precedence over American Dreams, or? It
depends on I just get this, what I can release and when. It just comes up with my scheduling.
Okay. So is issue 1 here done, or will this pay for production of issue?
No, there's only 4 pages left to go, coloring and lettering. So I'm going to pay for that out of my own pocket for the most part. Everything else is just printing the rewards, paying Gabe because he took a back end deal. I already paid him for X amount of pages, so this is going to pay for the rest of his funds.
So this is basically good to go when the Kickstarter closes.
Yeah, so hopefully I get those final pages in over the next couple of weeks. We'll get them lettered. We send them to our production guy, Andy Shaggy Cordy. and hopefully everything will be done and ready to go by June, so I can launch American Dreams in July, so I can get the Rose Rewards out by October, so I can have stuff for Baltimore.
So hopefully we get some of those ships in with paper.
Yeah, hopefully.
Don't get too excited there, man. Calm down. Paper?
Paper's a big important thing.
Mm.
But it's a lot of work, which is why Lori, who's somewhere around here, helps me out with the shipping. So I have to figure out all that stuff, because I remember last time I had ordered all the rewards for the American Dreams Kickstarter to go to you guys.
Yeah.
And I ordered a bunch of stuff for me to have for conventions, and they somehow split the order in two, each order in two. And I got half the order for you guys, you got half my order, and we had to switch.
I remember that screw up.
Yeah. And I didn't realize it until I was, until one day I was looking at the boxes. I'm like, oh no,
this isn't right at all.
I was so excited. I'm like, wait, I only have 4 and 5. And I look down at the order number on the box. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, things like this happen.
Yeah.
Way too frequently, but what can we do, right?
Yeah. But they're very nice. They sent me the UPS label, and we just took it to Staples and everything done.
It certainly could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Yes.
And I have to do the same thing again, because I have to make sure all the rewards go to you guys to ship, and then I have to get some stock in for Terrificon in Connecticut. That's in July.
Man, conventions.
First con this year.
Oh yeah, I actually did a little game con over the weekend, and it sucked. I mean, it was a great con. It was a great con, but there was like half the people that were usually there, and it's already a small con. I hope that as people as the COVID stuff, because it's kind of calming down for the time being, and
you're jinxing us.
Well, I mean, at this, I just we were not even through 2020 before the people in my area started to pretend that this never happened. So
yeah,
I'm in Midtown. At this point, I'm like, I'm whatever.
I work in Midtown Manhattan. I see so many people off of their, well, not today because it's freezing, but there are so many people that's warm out without their masks. I'm like, I'm still wearing my mask. I'm like, and I'm wearing it on the subway like you're supposed to, but there's so many people on the subway not wearing them. I'm like, you're crazy.
Yeah, even. Let's pretend COVID disappears completely. During cold and flu season, I'm still gonna wear a mask because I've enjoyed not having too many of those.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I think that would be a thing that I'll just hang on to my cloth masks and keep grabbing the box of the disposable ones here and there, because it's nice to not get sick in the winter.
Yeah, but going back to cons. Last year I did New York Comic Con, but only with a Pro Pass, so I wasn't tabling. I'm hoping to table this year. Mm-hmm. I did Baltimore, which I was already booked for 2020 and then 2021, and I managed to table again. And then I did, on a spur of the moment, I did C2E2.
Yeah.
Which was the big con. That's actually my best con yet, was C2E2. It was really great because New York, you were required to be vaccinated. Baltimore, you had to be vaccinated or masked with a negative test, and the same thing for Chicago. And now it's I was invited recently to a convention. Well, I applied to a convention, and they said, "Oh, you can come into our Sally. You got good stuff." And then I checked out their COVID policy, namely their lack thereof. Nope.
Yeah, they pretty much pretend that it doesn't exist here and have for.
And this is a convention in a major northeast city, so it's you should know better.
Yeah, you'd think.
The name of the con, it's in D.C., so you're thinking D.C. of all places should know better. But then again, it's D.C., so who knows?
That's putting too much faith in people, I think, at this point. I mean, we all saw what's been happening for the past couple of years. That's a lot of faith in people.
Faith in people has bottomed out.
Right. So my cons this year, I only have 2 so far planned. I might go for New York Comic Con and hopefully get in. But right now, the only 2 I have planned officially are Terrificon at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut in late July, and Baltimore in Baltimore at the end of October.
Baltimore.
Well, the July one might coincide with your 1 through 5 American Dreams release.
Yeah, that's hopefully the idea if I can get it launched in time. I don't know if launch on July 4th for obvious reasons. It's the
So, Tony Clapper and Juice Lee slipped in here a few minutes ago and said, "Hey, so thanks for joining us at the tail end of the show. I'm sorry that you missed most of it because, we love it when you guys come and talk with us, and Daniel too.
Go back, Nightwrath.
And then Paul and Katie are just having a conversation about the whole lamb thing that happened with Katie today. So I'm just gonna let you guys continue on with
They've
that.
got their own thing going on over there.
Yeah, it's keeping them entertained.
But yeah, Nightwrath with a K.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can check that on Google. We have the link down here.
Yeah, the link's kind of goofy, but if you go to Kickstarter.com and just type in Nightwrath spelled correctly, then it's the number one thing that comes up. And I can show you here. It is, where the hell is it? Where it says
looks cool.
By such and such, so that you can make sure that you have the right one. Where the hell is it?
Yeah.
It should be on the top.
I think it's. Go to rewards and scroll all the way up. I think.
Where the hell is reward? I look at this on my phone all the time. Scroll all the way up. That's what you said. Okay, now there it is. Yeah, that's how you know you got the right one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, 90s inspired.
Ah,
cool looking purple.
Yes, very cool. Let's flip through the. Jesus.
You got a little cat fur over there.
Well, he like.
I love this piece of concept art, by the way.
That was like Dave's first real pass sold.
There we go. I want to flip through the art here quick before we wrap things up and give everybody one last look. Because we had that's a cool scene.
Yeah.
Because you had all 3 covers up here too, right?
Yes. After you see a little sneak peek.
And this page is nice too. Oh.
Yeah. Cover A.
There's cover A. Fucking amazing. Cover B. Love. I do think this is my favorite one.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's really good one. And then this cover C. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Yes. All very, very gorgeous. Love them.
And I said for the American Dreams trade, we're gonna have 2 covers. One's going to be soft cover, one's going to be hardcover. I am debating a third. I just don't know if I can swing it. That's the thing.
So watch for the American Dreams trade in June, July.
Yeah, but I don't really want to launch it until we start getting out the rewards. But if time comes to time,
yeah,
I don't want to be that person. But sometimes it just has to be.
It's out of your hands, unfortunately.
Yeah,
a lot of this.
Because originally I wanted to do 3 or 4 Kickstarters, and then the paper shortage happened, and I had to refigure out my schedule. So basically my brains go, we can get Nightwrath 1, American Dreams Volume 1 out the door this year. A, it's more Kickstarters I have done in the past in a year, and B, it gets more stuff out the door and get things ready for next year. Plus, I'm still waiting on to finish GVA 1. Okay, that's all issues that are going to be exercised. I need to get Sadiq, which is my cultural western, finished. So that's going to take a while, and so on and so forth. But I got a few things on them.
It sounds like you're keeping busy.
Yeah, it's like sometimes my day job gets a little slow, so I just start writing. Last week has been busy as hell. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So thank you for joining us, and it was really great talking about Nightwrath. And again, Kickstarter.com, and just go to the search bar and type in Nightwrath and spell it correctly, and you'll get that. And it's the creators, Daniel Kalban, so you'll know you got the right one.
I promise you guys, for number 1, I'll try to do a mini link.
Okay.
And next week for us on UHS Presents, we're going to be doing Free Comic Book Day. So
Free
you have
comic
to
book day.
yeah, it's that time already. You have to tune in and see what the free comic is, because I mean, we're not going to tell you. I'm not telling you what that is. I mean, I'm not even sure I know.
And
Lori
don't forget to
keeps
check
that short
The
secret.
Surgeon.
Remember? Yes, The Surgeon. It's uhstudios.com/kickit.
Just a couple days left on that one.
Yeah, got a what was it? 4 covers? 5 covers? So many
4
covers. You ain't cool unless you have a million covers on your book. So, with that said, thank you everybody for joining us. And Paul and Katie will have to tune back in after we go off the air here about the lamb thing, because you know there's a whole conversation happening there. But to everybody else, thank you for joining us. Well, I mean to Katie and Paul too. Thank you for joining us. But you know, like I wanna continue watching the lamb conversation. That was all. So and again, thank you, Daniel, for joining us. And I think that's it. So we'll see you next week, everybody.
Hi guys.
Have a good night. Bye.